Well, here we go, folks, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. First live broadcast. Nervous? A little bit. Happy? Don't know. But we'll get there. We'll get there. So, this is the first one we've got here from and to We Got This podcast, talking about all things football. We're going to have a wee chat with a guest today. He is Chelsea fan. I know. Please be nice. Please be nice. The reason we brought this gentleman on, we thought best time to get a fan on, best time. We've got them in the cup. What we're going to do, first and foremost, before we bring him on, we're going to bring it on. As I said to you, I'm partner in crime. We're going to have a wee chat with him. 2-3 minutes, and then we'll bring the gentleman on. Let him introduce himself. Be nice. Be nice. Morning, Arn.
Well,
afternoon or good
what
evening,
about
wherever you're from.
Well, how's things? All
Good, man. Yes. It was a couple of
forward
days
to
here. We got good response from the first wee recap to
Aye.
tell you what's coming up. We did all right, yeah. What have you been up
Yeah,
to in the
I
last
think
couple of
so.
days, Danny?
I think so. We'll see how it goes.
What have you been up to since the 2 days we started our first ever show?
Aye, not much, mate. Just watching a wee bit of football, and that's about it. You know, that's
Can't
all
get
it is.
enough of it.
So,
Can't get enough of it. So
looking forward to getting stuck into a few questions here.
oh yeah,
So,
torture him,
So,
pickle
it's-
his brains. You know what we're going to do. We're going to introduce him in a wee second. I just want to kind of say to you, it's an absolute pleasure to have him. But what we want to do is kind of just get his idea. The reason behind the Chelsea, you were saying the other day, we were going to get a Man United fan on to really burst the bubble. But what we're going to do here, we're going to get him on. No better time. Leeds versus Chelsea in the cup. Not
Yep,
going to lie to you, I
fifth
thought it
round.
was going to be Aston Villa. Even he, I'm sure he thought it was going to be Aston Villa. But we'll get his
I
take
thought
on
it was going to be Villa myself.
I don't
So
think
I
very
did,
many
but
people thought it
not
wasn't going to
sure.
be
I
Villa,
think
but there
I
you
think we
go.
got the
It's
easier.
not. It's Chelsea. It's Chelsea.
Yeah.
I had to let that Villa fan down. Told him he's not coming on the podcast. He doesn't matter to us, you know. But listen, we'll get him
Yep.
on. We'll say hello to him. Get him to introduce himself. Boom. Hello, sir.
Well, about you?
Well,
How are you? What's your
what
name?
about you?
Not too nervous as fuck, like, but you know, we get there. We get there.
Don't worry. Listen, it's an absolute pleasure. Forget we're even live. Want to have a wee chat about football? I mean, we all love football, don't you? So you're a Chelsea
all do.
fan.
Aye,
Why Chelsea?
02.
When? Sorry.
I remember, Chelsea fan since 02, 03. Remember, I was actually grew up a United fan because my whole family's United. And I loved Ryan Giggs. He was my first dog after Ryan Giggs, of all fucking people. But
Did
I
you
thought
like?
to see a wee bit of
Did you like Ryan Giggs? Like Ryan Giggs' brother's sister, like Ryan Giggs, or did you like Ryan Giggs because of his football skills?
I didn't know about Ryan Giggs then, like. But
That's sick.
the week sense was a trade to Chelsea, we'll say, and it was a match between United and Chelsea, and I was just like, look, I can't support both. They're in the same league. It's just going on. Whoever wins this, I'll support. And Frank Lampard scored and won for penalty, and I was just like, I want to pick him anyway, like the real. And that's to me Chelsea ever since.
That's a good start. You're sitting coming on this podcast telling us that you used to support a different team and now you love Frank Lampard. No.
Give you a wee bit of background, like you follow your dad follows, and my dad followed United.
Do you know?
And then when I started
Do you know what?
sense
Though?
and understand football.
Yeah, see, to be honest, Frank Lampard as a player was one of the greatest players, midfielders in England. Like, wasn't he? All joking aside, Lampard was fantastic. As a person, he's a prick. I'm sorry. He showed that at Derby, and I'm sorry.
Well,
I don't mean to sound that. I wanted to keep it PG today, but prick came out, and that's definition of him anyway. You know. Sorry.
3 minutes into it.
So listen, tell me what's your thoughts on the Leeds versus Chelsea match coming up?
Exciting, really. To be honest, you covered it yourself.
Well, you
You
did
reckon
all
he's
right
a
last
chance?
year, didn't you? Getting beat.
Getting hammered 4-2 by Wolves and conceding a hat trick. I was like, nah, this is just it, not it. Like, and then we'll beat fucking Aston Villa of all people 3-1. Who are having an incredible season. I can't believe it, especially when this free kick. How often does that by score?
Let me count on one finger. I can use a different finger if you want, but we'll keep it clean. Oh, Jesus. So what we're going to do today, folks, we're going to have a wee chat with, obviously, Rory, in and outs of Chelsea and pretty much what his thoughts is of this season. Pochettino, we're going to have a chat about the new ownership that we all love, thoughts on the overspending, and kind of take it from there. Just get an insight of what a Chelsea fan thinks anyway. What we'll do, Aaron, I'm going to take it over to you. You're going to ask a few questions, see what we can get from him, and I'll jump in and obviously maybe have a wee chat and see how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. All right, Rory.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of the season so far?
Honestly, dire. Like, we spent a
You're
lot of
sitting
money
what
on like
mid-table,
11th. Fun
11th,
fact, at this stage
sort of.
last season, like comparing this season to the season, the same amount of points at the same time as last season, and we have spent well
It
over a
is, isn't
million
it? Too? It's
pounds.
the same points.
It's
Actually,
not being great, with a billion pound spend, just over a billion.
No.
it's
You
just
know, the
I was expecting a lot more, to be honest. I thought in the 6 months that we had them from January, there was going to be a wee bit of gelling, but there's not. Like, you could pull a Sunday League team into Premier League and probably do better than Chelsea, to be fair.
But what do you think of the spending, though, Rory? I mean, it's not a few pennies. Like it's big money. It's overtaking City, who are the richest club, and you're spending money like it's going out of style. Do you think the players that you brought in has worked out? Like, do you think there's better players out there for 2-3 million, maybe? Sorry if that's a wee bit low, but
10%.
they
Like
they seem to be buying
towards
100 billion players.
towards the end of Abramovich's reign, we had likes of Azpilicueta, like N'Golo Kante, like just general older players, we'll say. And the new owner has come in and sort of completely rejigged it. We went from having one of the oldest squads in the Premier League to the third youngest in the Premier League. And the saying you can't win anything with kids kind of stands. Like, you need a bit of experience in the squad. Like, there's Thiago Silva was 37. He's not going to be there next season. Who's going to replace him? He's literally the oldest and like most experienced player we have. And next season he's not even going to be there. So what's the saying for us next season now?
you actually taught me
Yes.
something there. I could have swore he was 83 years of age, but there you go. He's younger than I thought. There you go.
He's only got back.
But you're right. I like that. I like that analogy that he just went from the oldest to the youngest with no in between. You've no experience coming in then, so it's just basically OAPs to young kids.
Yeah,
They
it's
give
just,
out free engine rooms.
but it's not even just young kids. It's young kids that speak a variety of language, and not one of them's English. Like, you're expecting a team of 20, 21, 22-year-olds that speak Ukrainian, French, Ghana, like literally any language under the sun. You're expecting them to gel under an Argentinian manager.
It's
Good point. That's a good
fair
point.
point.
Actually, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. And what do you think of these players coming in? Do you think they're talented, or do you think it's just down to the actual fact that they just don't gel together, as you say, language, charisma? Are they actually good players? Is what I'm trying to get across to you.
Yes, but again, it's that experience factor. They need somebody in that's sort of fit in these situations. Like, I don't think any of them would have expected to come to a club such as Chelsea with like 2 Champions Leagues, 2 Europa Leagues, and all this for last season to be coming in a relegation dogfight. To be fighting mid-table, to be getting beat 4-2 by Wolves. Like, I don't think any of them expected that, but they need to show a bit of backbone, in my opinion, because granted they are young, they're getting paid tons of money that people would die for. Like,
Yeah, we do actually. Fair play to MD here at RT. Very first ever chat. Fair play to you, mate. Appreciate you calling in. Poch can't get sick. Can't afford him. Well, what's your thoughts on this?
I'm not surprised, to be entirely honest. Like,
Yeah,
what
but
my mate actually told me the other day was Chelsea need to find 100 million from somewhere in order to pass financial fair play. And Bowley was just like, "Oh, it's all right. We'll just sell a couple of youngsters." But like, the whole squad is youngsters. Who are you selling? Like, we
Do you
brought in
think?
End for like 105 million. He is not worth even half that now. Like, he's been so bad. And then Mudryk as well he's not suited for English football, despite like he was a wonder kid like last year or the year before, and now he's just bang average.
no, it's not good. Aren't you? Anything to follow up with that there? Like,
Yeah. Do you think the likes of Arsenal and the likes of United let you off the hook last year by taking two of your players? Mason Mount and and
Yeah,
Havertz. You know, if
100%.
they had a held off, you know, they could have put you in even worse position than you're in, you know, for FFP.
See, to be honest, with the way that not particularly Mount, I think we did a good deal for Mount. Well, the English tax came into it as well and stuff like. But to
Yeah,
get like 65 million for Havertz was just
yeah,
outright robbery on Arsenal's part.
aye,
Like I don't know why they thought he was that much when
yeah.
he can't.
You know,
Like he was
they're,
brought in as a attacking midfielder. He was pushed up front. He couldn't do it up front, so he pushed out the left. And he can't do it in the left.
You are talking
yeah.
about Mount here, aren't you?
No, Havertz.
Havertz.
His mind kind of has stuck to his attacking midfield role, but he just the
Can't
only
stay
thing with
fit.
Mount is he has no versatility. He can only play as like a shadow striker. He can't step in the middle of a three-man midfield because he doesn't know what to do.
Say that again. You were breaking up there.
That Mount has no versatility. He only knows how to play like as the number like in the number 11, a shadow striker role. He can't sit in the middle of a three-man midfield. He can't dictate the play like the likes of Ericsson can, like the likes of Fernandez can. He has no he's no space in that United squad, so to get 50 million from him is sort of like a steal in his part. But
And the fact
it
he
was a
can't
good
stay fit either.
Huh?
He's injured again, isn't he?
When's he never
I
not
haven't seen
injured?
him
That's good.
lately.
That's what I'm saying. He's always injured, so it's like free money for you, and there's no
Yeah,
flipping negativity of him coming in and scoring against you because he can't stay fit. You know,
Mhm.
it's brilliant. Listen, on
I want to.
Pochettino, I know the gentleman did put in the comment there about can't afford to sack him. What's your thoughts on his approach to how he plays? Are you happy with it? Do you think he's too defensive, too attacking? Do you think maybe his style of play doesn't fit the players?
I think I think Pochettino's a great manager. I have thought Pochettino's been a great manager since I found out about him at Southampton. I rate him so highly. In fact, at one stage, think I said to you last week, I thought he'd be more suited to United with our style of play. But we've got him, and like I think the players are too young for him. Like he's another one. He needs a bit of experience so that like team leaders in the dressing room to sort of back up his words and sort of reinforce him a wee bit. I think the players are too young for him. I think he needs to bring in a bit of like players that he knows, players that he can work with, and then mold his style. Like you think about it, he brought in what 3, 4, maybe 5 players. How often have they get? It's always been the players that were bought in January.
But do you think do you think the manager Ted Bowley bought the players and then bought the manager instead of doing it the other way around? Get the manager and buy the players around him?
100%. I don't think Bowley knows what he's doing at all, to be entirely honest.
I can tell you that. I don't need
But like,
to be a scientist to tell you that.
but it's a worry. When Tuchel was in charge, Bowley went into him with a group of people, and they were sitting chatting away, and Tuchel was trying to be nice about it. And he turned to Tuchel and he was just like, "Why are we not playing so well? Why don't you just play 4-4-3? Like this is a Champions League winning manager, and trying to dictate to him about a formation that doesn't exist. There's a warning sign in that, and I think that was the start of the conflict between Tuchel and Bowley, which eventually got Tuchel sacked. And then we brought in Gary Monk, who was just a fish out of water, like he just did not know what he was doing. And
You could bring
then
him back, could you not? He can come back in and help him out, assistant manager.
Aye, two pays in no order. No, honestly, I said to you not that long ago, it's a different game of football, but Sir Alex Ferguson, it took him 4 years to win his first trophy. Pochettino has his chance here like at the end of February against Liverpool, but I think Pochettino needs time to implement his style, and it's going to take a lot more than 2 seasons. Like,
Now, I'm gonna throw in there, Aaron. I'm gonna throw over to you for a question or two. But what I want to ask you: did you
Yeah.
say Gary Monk? Did you not mean Potter? You did say Gary Monk. He did say Gary Monk, didn't he?
think so.
just thinking about Leeds.
Oh,
You're
you're a Leeds fan. You don't know it. You're a Leeds fan. You don't know it. Well, listen, Aaron, have you got anything to follow up? Any questions from yourself, or kind of keep him on his toes here?
Yeah. Just while we're on the subject of Pochettino, I'm just wondering what he thinks of the style of play, you know, that he's brought to Chelsea.
I like it. I think he hasn't found in between. Like on the days that will go too defensive, we're born. On the days that will go too attacking, we're destroyed. Hence by Wolves. Like
I watched the Villa game during the week, and I have to say he's brilliant, really good, unbelievable for
who?
that Villa team. You know the way the way Villa have been playing. You know, you destroyed them like so you did.
It's nice to hear, but I think again, Pochettino just needs that experience. Somebody that plays the formation that he likes, so he can then the players can mentor the younger ones into playing his way. Like I think with the amount of again coming back to the language barrier, with the amount of languages that the players speak at Chelsea, I don't think he's been able to properly dictate a style of play on the squad because half of them don't understand them. Let's be real.
Can I ask you a follow-up question on that?
Yeah.
Was Chelsea that good, or were Villa that crap?
Probably a 50-50 to be honest. Like
Because Villa
I'm
weren't
not
the team
gonna
that they were.
Villa have had an unbelievable home record. I know it's been beaten recently, but you know the way they've been playing at home. You know, for Chelsea to turn up 2-0 up in what no time. You know, but I
It was
suppose
quick.
that's
It was quick.
I was yeah, he actually texted me. I was sitting on with my mates. Again, I don't watch Chelsea because when I watch them, they get beat or draw. It does not matter when I tune in to watch them. Perfect example being 2 or 3 seasons ago, we were 2-0 up against Wolves in the 85th minute, and I sat down to watch the last 5 minutes, and we lost. Drew 2-8. I
Fair enough.
just watch Chelsea live because I am a Scud.
That's funny because every time I watch Leeds, the louder I shout, the better they play. I've got that in my head too. If I keep screaming at the TV, that they're gonna hear me eventually at one point, and they're gonna do better for me. It's all down to that. Yeah, I get it. I get it. So you're happy enough with Poch. Do you know what? I'm actually going to agree with you. I like Poch. He is a good manager. I don't think I generally think there's something missing there in Chelsea. There's something not clicking. I don't know if it's the age. I don't know if it's the language. There's just something there. I don't know if Todd Bully or whatever his name is, who just write the checks and keep his nose out of the business of football. I don't know. Maybe that's it. I don't know if you agree with me.
No, I think Bowley wants to be hands-on. I think that's why Tuchel and him fell out because Tuchel was managing players that he didn't buy, that Bowley bought. But like, you watch anything Chelsea, at least in every 2 games, at least once, there's 3 guys running at the opposing player with the ball, and not one of them get up. Their closing down game is pathetic, and it's just like you have defensive midfielder be trailing them. The 2 centre backs come in, and not one of them will get them. It could be I could run a Chelsea defense, and I can run the length of myself, and I get past their players.
That's bad. I don't know. Aaron, have you anything to follow up with that one? Give you a good one.
I'm just wondering what your thoughts are on the likes of Cole Palmer this season. You know, he's probably been your standout player.
100%.
And is he worth 50 million?
40 million. But yes, he's every penny. Like he's one of the few that you can actually say in the squad. Like without him, I dare say we'd be 15, 16. Like he saved us so many times.
Yeah, I would say not that you're gonna sell him, but you probably double your money. You know already. You know the performances and stuff. You know
to come from a team like City.
I know, but can Chelsea sell? Are Chelsea allowed to sell in the next 10 years? I'm not handing everybody a 10-year contract.
I get contract on fucking 500 grand a week. You're never getting anybody.
Selling an on fee is completely pointless if you're doing them down for a lifetime guarantee of a contract. It's like my father-in-law. He lives in Nashville, Tennessee. He's an American football fan, and he says the American football is very strange the way it works. That college football is 10 times better than American football because those boys in college football are busting their balls to get that contract. But as soon as they get that contract, it's like their foot comes off the gear and they just don't give a shit because they're tied down. So rather they play good, bad, crap, they're guaranteed that contract with that big box at the end of it. Are these players not coming in, for an example, saying, well, I've got a 10-year contract, so screw it. If I play, I play. If I don't, I'm still getting a wage for 10 years.
Like
If you get where I'm coming from with that, I mean, to me, that's just like, why are you offering these players a lifetime guarantee to kind of take the foot off the pedal, especially when you're saying they're young?
Yeah, like the likes of Endo Fernandez, the likes of Madrid again, they're on hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds. We're not getting like 90 million or something. I think we spent in Madrid, 105 on Enzo Fernandez. They're not going to
And what
leave
are they
that
getting a
contract.
week? Do you know their monthly wage? Roughly. Doesn't have to be exact to the penny, but
Monthly wage close to $1 million, like for
jeez.
both
So
of them.
these
And they're
players can
both
take their foot off the gear, play a 3 out of 10 every match, 5 out of 10 every match, and still get their wage rather than one for 8 years.
yeah, because like at the end of the day, if Chelsea try to sell them, all they need to say is, I'm not going to get money elsewhere. Like,
Yeah,
it's all
look
good
at the like
the young
but
team, but
look at the like of Phil Jones. Phil Jones United, he signed a massive, massive, massive contract for United, and he was stuck with United for what, 8 years, 7 years? How long was he at United for? In that big, massive contract.
he was there long enough. Like, but then he played well under Fergie, and then never again after anybody else.
Yeah, but he already signed a big deal, and then he's stuck there. So he literally just sat in the bench in the reserves and getting 140 grand a week for doing nothing until his 5-year contract run out.
I think Phil
Problem
Jones was in.
is,
Phil
Wait,
was in
Arnie.
see
for like
when you
the deal.
see when you sell, you know, a player, it's up that team if they don't want to take up their wage, you know, you're left paying whatever it is difference. You know what I mean? So say somebody's on £300,000 a week, and the club offer him maybe 150 grand a week. That player's looking at 150,000 covered, you know, and the only way to cover it is the selling club paying them, you know, for the remainder of their contract.
Contract.
That's the problem with the big contracts.
But
It's
it's
just
massive. Like I don't know. Is that's his way of trying to get around financial fair play, wasn't it? That was his way of trying to go. Let's spend big now and spread it over 10 years because the players we're bringing in are fantastic.
yeah. That I think we paid. It was either like 15 or 20 million for Mudryk in January, and it's spread out over the like the rest of his 8.5 year deal that we pay back the difference. And it was shortly after that January transfer window was over, they implemented that's not allowed to happen anymore. It should never have allowed to happen. It should never have been allowed to happen in the first place. I'm not. Ever since the Super League, I have been super critical of Chelsea. Like, to the point where when we won the Champions League there a few years back, I argued we shouldn't even have been allowed to play it. Like, because of the way they tried to get away with so much money. So the fact that they tried to end it again, as a Chelsea fan, just leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Like,
Aaron, I'm going to ask you a question, right? As a neutral, you're not a Chelsea fan. Obviously, we all hate Chelsea. But I'm going to ask you a question, right? What do you see for the future of Chelsea? As a neutral looking inside, looking at all this money being spent, look at all these players making millions upon millions of pounds, 10, 8, 9, 15-year contracts. That's extreme, but you get the point. What do you see the future of Chelsea? Especially with Man City and Everton and all these clubs now being kind of main examples of regarding the fair play. What's your thoughts?
I think they're kicking the can down the road. So they are. They're piling, you know, on top, on top, on top, and eventually it's going to come to a crunch, you know, where something's going to give. Like, so
But
it
do you
is.
think it will happen, or do you think they've got a way
Well,
around it where they can stretch the
that's my
contracts
view. But
as
as I said, every football chairman at the minute seems to try and jump through the loopholes. You know, so there could be another loophole that could, you know, could pop up. You know,
yeah,
you never know.
that's true. But
honestly,
You don't. But I
they
just think they're
haven't.
piling problem after problem after problem on top of each other instead of
Yeah,
trying to, you know, sort it
never,
out. You know,
never
and
kind
good
of
these
point.
sense.
these contracts to me, I don't know if it's, you know, a Chelsea fan, but to me they would be worrying because, you know, you mightn't get rid of these boys and then you're having to pay them off. So you are,
No,
you know, you pay them up,
I
you
think
know, but
Chelsea
if your man,
of like at the likes of Everton were 200-300 million over financial fair play. We can't get rid of any of the players, and it's going to end up points deductions. It's going to end up with more points deductions. It's a worrying time to be a Chelsea fan, I think, and I think Todd Bowley just needs to take the finger out and let the team that he's employed do the job on the pitch.
He's
I
doing it
don't
like a football
understand.
manager, isn't he? Really, he's kind of coming in going, "I've got football manager, unlimited balance, new ownership as you play football manager, and go bye 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 bye."
He's hit the Cheats FM. He thinks he's run show. But like, you have a team, you have a director of football, you have a technical director, you have a loan manager, you have your coaches, you have your manager, you have them there for a reason. That's you can sit back if they make you money, and he's trying to do it all. Like I always say, compare it to Abramovich to Todd Bowley. Abramovich just goes here, like at the start was like, here's an empty check, work away. Whereas Todd Bowley's like, here's an empty check, but let me put in the figures, let me try and bring in the players. It may be you may want the players what money you're playing with, whereas Abramovich was like, I want what's best for the club.
Yeah. Okay. So let me put it this way. So you're a big club. You're Chelsea, right? And you've got all the money in the world. And you're spending all this money. Why have we still got a 37-year-old defense and relying on lonely Gallagher?
Because it's a trying time to be Chelsea at the minute. Like, say they're not.
Here's
It always
one.
just comes back for me. There's no experience. Like, so we're relying on the only experience that we had to sort of dig us out of a hole. Like, we lost Azpilicueta on a free and Kante on a free. We're going to lose Thiago Silva on a free. They're all 33, 34, 37. Who would replace them with 20, 21-year-old to speak French?
And can you afford to buy players though next year? That's the problem. If you're letting these 3 players go on a free, you need to bring in 3 more players to replace them. So, is the deal that
I don't think Chelsea will try to be active next season, but financial fair play are breathing down their necks. Like, I would be particularly happy. Like when Frank Lampard came in, we were in a transfer embargo. We weren't allowed to sell anybody, and he brought up players from the academy and molded them with the players that were already there. Like, they should maybe think about doing that once or twice a season. Bring in maybe 1 or 2 experienced players in the summer. One in defense, maybe one in midfield, and let them sort of mentor the players. Because up front we're covered. We've got Nkunku. Like, he's brilliant when he's going.
when he's fit?
When he's fit and ready, like, and then Raheem Sterling takes a jump up front every once in a while. Cole Palmer can play up front. We're dead on up at the front. It's the rest of the team that's a worry. Like,
Do you know what the problem is with Sterling? One word:
inconsistency.
pass the fucking ball.
Oh yeah, greedy.
I've watched it. I'm sitting there going, "Oh, he's 3-on-1 pass. No. Okay, you skinned the player. Pass. Okay, you skinned a pass. Oh, it's a corner. Oh well, never mind."
Her child.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not. You're not at all. Like, I see clips of Sterling when he's playing for England, and there's guys out the right waiting on the ball, and he's trying to take on a 6-man defense.
On a side note, what do you think of Chelsea's defense? Okay, you're talking about the attack, brilliant. You're talking about the midfield, brilliant. How's your defense, mate?
Where's Wesley Fofana? Is he injured or
He's at Burnley.
There's
where?
2 men
Burnley.
to be worrying about.
For Fofana, you signed off Leicester.
I have no
Oh,
idea.
yeah.
I have no idea where he is.
Where did he go? He was a big, massive buy, and he's just disappeared.
He's in the void
50
somewhere.
million.
Like,
It's a good one. There's another Fofana that plays for Burnley from using Disney striker.
he's up front, Dali Fofana or something.
Fofana.
But
Oh, it's bad crack. I'm sorry. Do you know who your best defensive midfielder defender was? He plays for us now.
Yeah. Shut up.
Plays for Wales as well.
You're solid there. I said Gary.
Very solid. 7 million for Ampadu, and you're sitting there with Thiago Silva.
Doesn't like playing shit.
What?
Says he doesn't like playing shit, so we couldn't keep him. Like, I've already said this to you.
I know, but we look at this guy for us, and this guy is a beast. And like, I'm talking, we have a defender, Pascal Struijk, plays for us in centre back. Obviously, he was in the Premier League. He got injured there at the end of last year, and Ampadu decided to jump back into centre back. and we haven't lost a game this year and only conceded like 3 goals in like 10, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. He's a beast. I mean, it's a different class. He's a beast. I know you're going to argue with me, championship football, blah, blah, blah. But the championship football's more cutthroat. It's more go, 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 hardcore, more contact sport, and he's able to do it.
Championship, I said it a couple of days ago, Championship is the most competitive league in the world. You look at the Championship every year, and there's 10 or 13 clubs that you could genuinely say they've got a chance of promotion this year.
Just one from me, Leeds.
100%.
I get what you're saying.
Like, you look at literally any other league, even the lower leagues, you know who's going up by the looks of them, but you look at the Championship, like even when you go down to League One, you know who's going up in League One. It's only the Championship. There's genuinely 10 to 15 teams every season that have a chance of going up.
That's right. Yeah. But again, going back down, but he is that good. Like I'm baffled at why he's got rid of him. I'm baffled. Like him and Dawson were like, oh, 2 relegations. Oh, it's a good buy. He's going to be all right. No, he's a different class. He's a rock. He's a beast.
Hey, who's this Ampadu? And what's he like playing? And I was just like, you've got a fucking gem. Like, you got
to be honest, you did. To be honest, you did say that. I did say that too, and you're like, you've got to deal with the season.
He started off.
I'll give you your juice.
He started off at Exeter, didn't he? Exeter, yeah. And then he went to Chelsea.
And Exeter bought for him, and still got pennies for him. So we made a profit on him, like, but it could have been 0 at the end of that. Like, is how good that fella is.
What do you think of the money we paid for him? 7 million.
Like if he get promoted this season in the Premier League, he's easy with 70, 80 million.
Do you say 70 as in 70, 80?
Yeah. I would have said about 40, but thanks very much.
I would have took double the price, 14 million. Sweet.
So like even in any football managership I did, he was always one of the first players I promoted. I bought, and I think he's going to go somewhere. Like,
he's good. No, I'm not going to lie to you. He is he's shockingly good. Like, it's got to the point now where we talk about these players and like, how good was him? And it's got to the point now where I wouldn't give him any match because now I expect it. Because it's so consistent. It's like, would you give Ampadu man a match again? No, but he was amazing. But now I expect that it's that consistent. He is that damn good. And see his through balls, them big long balls. Christ almighty. Where did he get that from?
Somewhere in Wales, like, because he didn't get him to Chelsea.
Thank you. That's probably the best answer you could
have. It was his assist. Was it not? Was not his assist for Bamford in the cup?
Yeah, for that goal.
And then he done it for Rudder against Swansea. Long ball at home. Rudder obviously brought it down and finished it, but it was Ampadu's long ball that picked him out.
He's just started this like he's started this world Ampadu. Like, I always rated him. I was so excited. He played our Europa League final against Arsenal and we won 4-1.
He had the mad dreadlock as a Welsh guy, didn't he? He had the mad. That was weird. That was very weird. I even play FIFA. Sorry, EA. We play EAFC, and he has those dreadlocks in the game, and it freaks me out. I don't know. No thanks. No thanks. Stick to something else. I don't know. Not doing the dreadlocks. But listen, let's go back to Chelsea. Obviously, you give us a steal, and that's why your season's crap. Let's be honest. You're letting because you sold Ampadu.
Because we sold genuine good players or released genuine good players for nothing. Like, there's no back. I completely forget about every time. We let Mendy go for nothing, who was our star keeper. And then we're like, oh, that's right, Arrizabalaga will take his place. So then we let Arrizabalaga go on loan to Real Madrid, and then we're brought in a buy from Brentford.
Just while you're on the subject of Arrizabalaga, what did you think? Remember the time the penalty shootout? Sorry, I just want to hear your thoughts on it. Do you not think it was a wee bit disrespectful to the manager at the time, or do you think he had the right to do it? Or
I the sense of the manager has the last word. If he wants you off, that's it.
Yeah.
I was, as a Chelsea fan, even going into work, like, I worked with a bunch of, I can't remember who we were playing, but genuine football fans in my old job. And as soon as he didn't come up, I was just like, I am in for it in work. This is going to be fucking dire. Like
Uh,
it was just completely disrespectful, and he
I
should have been. He just should have been sold, and that was like, granted the fact he hasn't been good for us in recent years. He should never have been allowed to get that far because of how he disrespected Sorry.
yeah.
That completely undermined Sorry. And see, to be honest, I don't know after the season he had with us, I don't know how he ended up at Juventus.
Sorry. So that one moment turned Sorry into a chain smoker, didn't it? With stress, like
No, he was always a chain smoker.
he was mad for it, wasn't he? In Napoli, Jesus.
Off his 30 years, all his life.
He went to your man ask Pakalaka. What do you call him?
What?
He's now injured at Real Madrid, isn't he? So that was a waste of time too.
No, he's at Atletico, but he's actually doing well.
He went to Real Madrid.
No, he didn't. Rudiger went to Real Madrid.
You were thinking of
I don't know,
Courtois.
maybe you need to Google that.
You're thinking Courtois now. I Google it now here.
Azpilicueta went to Real Madrid to cover Courtois because he was out for the year.
Cesar Azpilicueta is a Spanish professional footballer who plays as a defender for La Liga club Atletico Madrid.
No, not Azpilicueta. Fuck's sake, I said it wrong. The goalkeeper.
Aye, Ariza Balaga.
Aye, him. He went to Real Madrid. That's who I'm talking about.
You said Azpilicueta.
Whatever.
But no, yeah, he went to cover Courtois. So,
and he's out now injured, isn't he?
Had a blinder, and then took Azariga Blaga on loan after he had a blinder.
See, this is management. This is your ownership. What they're doing right there. That's just a highlight of keep your fucking nose out of the business and let the footballers do football.
We don't get these badges that we told what to do by our owner. Like, you know what I mean? And that's
it's
100%. And
it's insane.
I just
You're breaking up.
Like,
are you breaking up just for my end, or is he breaking up in general, Aaron?
I think he's alright.
He's all right. You all right?
Are you all right?
Breaking up already. You're only on the show. So listen, just on that, right? What are you expecting from this season going forward? Then, right? We're at the point now. It's the 9th of the 2nd. We're halfway through the season. Chelsea's 11th and crap. What do you expect? What do you want?
To be honest, I wouldn't mind winning the League Cup. I wouldn't mind getting European football again. Even if it's
how are you going to win the League Cup when Leeds are going to spank you?
Because that's the FA Cup you're talking about, Gary.
That's probably why then.
He didn't say the FA Cup
okay,
anyway.
Fair enough, sorry.
It was the League Cup final here, and beating Liverpool and getting European football. I wouldn't mind that. And
do you reckon the two domestic cups will be a good season? You know, the FA Cup and the League Cup.
Yeah, I think
both
even if we were to win the League Cup and get to say the semis of the FA Cup, that's a good season. Because at least it's an improvement on last year.
The League Cup is still an improvement, I think. If you just walk out with a League Cup, that's a good shout, like for a good season, especially with Poch must be really sitting at home at nights, just crawled up in a ball in the corner and his wife patting him down, like, because the stress, I don't know. I don't know Chelsea. I watch the games and I fall asleep in about the 8th minute, and that's me until the 90th minute, but that's literally that's digs, Rory. I'm sorry, mate, but I just don't know. There's something about that club that just doesn't sit. I can't get my finger on it. There's something about that club that just does not gel. Rather it be management, ownership, players, language, as you say. I don't get it.
Yeah, there's just something. But there's talks even before it was mentioned that we can't afford to sack Poch. There was talk that Poch was getting sacked and replaced for the 3rd stint by Mourinho. Mourinho couldn't work that team. Mourinho was the world.
Do you blame the managers, or do you actually blame? See, this is what I was saying to you earlier on. Do you blame Ted Bully for buying the players and then getting the manager in? Should it not be manager in and then getting the players round this manager?
Yeah, it 100% should be. We brought in Poch at the same time we brought in Rui Fallavia and Saicedo from Brighton and Southampton, and the two of them were injured. Like,
So I say
why
then,
not get that out the Poch to work away? But like, I just don't know. Like, you think of the dealings he done at Spurs, and he got them into Champions League final. Why not just allow him to do his thing?
he's a good manager, even with Southampton. Like, don't get me wrong, Southampton are now in the Championship. Yes, okay. And they're on a 20, I don't know, 22 game. Let's not talk about that. Depresses me. But he done well for Southampton too. I think Poch kept Southampton up longer than they should have been. Maybe.
Poch
I
got
could
them
be
finished.
wrong. Yeah, but Southampton on paper should have been relegated. Like, then Hasselhoffen took over, and it just went downhill ever since. Like, there was no consistency. It was just straight downhill. There was no Poch done well for what he had. In my opinion, he went to Spurs, and I think with Poch and Spurs, he overachieved. Spurs finished second in the league, I believe, in 1 year under him.
He got the Champions League final as well.
Yeah, but he did
finished
finish
third.
second. He definitely did finish second with Spurs at some point, didn't he?
I think it was third year.
No, it was third because Leicester, the year Leicester won it.
He was third that year, was it?
Yeah, because the joke was Tottenham finished third in a what was it, or
Two-horse
fourth was it in the three horse race? So that's what it was. Something I got there anyway. So it was. But
You know, that's mad though. And then he went to PSG. I think PSG again is regarding a club with their owners like they get their nose in their business. Because he had the world class team. He had Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. That team he had there was fantastic, and yet he couldn't control them because the owners kept sticking their nose in the business.
he had
But the
Sergio
same
Ramos, didn't he, at the back, and
He
did,
did,
you know Buffon as well.
he did, didn't he?
In
Like
goal.
Donnarumma.
Or
Donnarumma.
was it Donnarumma?
Donnarumma.
Was it?
But
Donnarumma,
that,
the Italian keeper.
Yeah,
but that was,
Oh, Jesus Christ, we're making a meal out of this, aren't we? Like,
I know. But
the Italian keeper, we'll call him the young Italian keeper. I'm Buffon.
yeah,
but
he brought him in with the idea of let's bring in a few young players and let Pochettino do it. And then it was the same thing. They bought over the top of him. Didn't like who he was buying. Mbappe wanted to leave, so they gave the money to Mbappe to get him to stay. And then Pochettino ended up failing because too many egos.
too many egos. I agree with the egos. That's bad. But again, that's the same with Chelsea. Are these young guys not coming in? Like this guy, what do you call him with a big tattoo on the side of his face from Ukraine? Like that.
Mudryk.
Mudryk is shite. I'm sorry. He could become best player in the world, but much did you buy him for?
Something like 89, 90 million maybe.
And without sounding like obviously it's a podcast and I'm going to wind you up about Chelsea, but what did he actually do for what club before he came to Chelsea?
He was actually regarded as a wonder kid. I can't remember what team we bought him from. But he was registering assists left and right. He was actually doing quite well at the club he was at, but it's a case of big fish in small pond.
That's true. I agree with that. And then he's came in, and don't get me wrong, he has a couple of goals this year, doesn't he?
He has a handful, not a lot to be excited about. Like,
but he's not starting either. He's on the bench every game.
Oh, Chelsea have a record of doing that with players, though. Like,
but why? Yeah, but my argument is why spend 80 to 100 million on players and go here? Listen, that seat needs warmed up.
Because Chelsea, we bought
again. Is that down to the ownership? It's
we
terrible.
Bought million. Look at him. We bought Timo Werner. He was supposed to be the next big German player, and we destroyed him.
But is that not the curse with number 9 for Chelsea? Is that not the curse with number 9 with Chelsea, though?
That's just the curse of being a forward at Chelsea.
Fair enough. But look at the number 9s. You had Torres. You destroyed his career. That wasted.
Destroyed his career.
He went to number 7, didn't he, though? But I get the point. Shevchenko was one of my favourite players of all time. Went to Chelsea and sat on the bench, and then people go, he was crap. He never scored nothing. How can you score from sitting on a bench?
Yeah.
Mourinho never wanted him. Never wanted him.
Abramovich fell out.
Yeah. We were talking before about questions that we could ask Rory here. You had a good one about favourite players and stuff like that there. So you want to take it away and ask him?
Yeah, sure. So when you're growing up, like the legends, the Chelsea legends, who was your favourite?
Zola. Gianfranco Zola was the.
I thought you were going to
I
say
told
that.
you he'd say Zola. I fucking told you he'd say Zola.
The little
He's
man from
amazing.
Sardinia.
1996 Zola prime. My favorite number is 25 because of Zola. If I was to get a football top, it's my name with 25 in the back of it. If I was to do anything, it's 25, all because of Zola. Like,
I remember he backheeled one in from a corner. You know.
oh, that's a regular clip I watch about him actually. Like I have his testimonial on DVD, and fucking our soul of a keeper saved the lethal body. It's like it's his testimonial, mate. Give him the ball.
I think he can make space in the phone box, can't he?
He's just.
I watched him. Was it Liverpool? He totally destroyed Jamie Carragher twice. So he did down at the touchline. You know, he took it around him. You know, took it around him again. Jamie Carragher sat in his arse, didn't know what to do.
Zola was if you had Zola with the skill he had then, he'd still be one of the best players in the world. He was way ahead of his time.
Yeah, there's some amount of talent came in to Chelsea around that time. You know, from Serie A. You know, the likes of Vialli, Zola. You know, you'd like the likes of Desai. You know, Ruud Hullet.
Player like
he was some player.
Desai and Gallas were a good defensive partnership, and then Desai and Terry.
Let me talk about Gallas for a second. I'm never going to forgive Gallas. I'm sorry, but no, wearing a number 10 shirt as a defender is just not acceptable. I don't care.
Did he not? He's played for some amount at London clubs.
He played for. He went from Chelsea to Arsenal as well.
Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, I think, as well.
Oh, number 10. What's the deal with number 10? Why is he wearing number 10? That's freaking me out.
He was number 3 at us, and he had a whole big kick up, and he wanted to revolutionise the defend number, so he took 10 at Arsenal, and then when he went to Spurs, he took 13.
He took 10 again?
No, he took 13 at Spurs.
Are you sure?
100%. How could he take 10 at Spurs when Robbie Keane was there?
Legend.
Legend himself, yeah.
He's a legend. So, Zola, right, let's ask you this.
But then,
who's your best defender ever to play for Chelsea?
As much as I hate to admit it, John Terry.
So you wanted to be like Ryan Giggs growing up, and your best defender is John Terry. So anybody that sleeps with anybody's wives, that's your hero?
No, like I liked it's so hypocritical of me, I have to admit, but Ryan Giggs' career on the pitch is to be admired. Like the longevity, how much he won. Off the pitch, he's a piece of shit.
I agree.
John Terry, both on the pitch and off the pitch, is a piece of shit.
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough. I was about to say is a legend. I could have swore you were going to say legend. I was about to no.
From what happened once on Ferdinand, stripping down to your kit in the Champions League final that you didn't even play in to celebrate with the boys. I don't like John Terry at all, and it's very controversial to anybody who hears. He's like, he's one of your best players, and he goes, I don't care. I hate him with a passion.
What I actually agree with you. If I were to pick one of the best defenders in the Premier League, it would be generally be up there in the top 5. But I hate him. I hate him for just who he is. But his football skills as a defender is next to nothing. Like,
but he's in my top as much as I hate it. He's in my top 3 with Ferdinand and Vidic. Like Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic is probably the best defensive partnership of all time. Like,
brilliant. Are any other questions for Rory? He shouts at me when I call him Rory.
Yes, one of my favourite strikers growing up was Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Obviously, we bought him from Boa Vista for $2 million, which was pretty much a steal in 1997. I just want to hear your thoughts on Jimmy. You know,
when I think of Zola, I think of Hasselbank. I think he's an unreal player. He was the first Chelsea player, and I don't know how many years, 20 goals in season. The season after we bought him from 2002, to be exact, actually.
20?
Yeah, he's the first Chelsea player, and I can't remember how long to score 20 Premier League goals in one season.
Yeah, he was consistent for Leeds as well. You know, for the money we paid, and then obviously we sold him to Atletico with the contract saga. and then Chelsea picked him up. I think Chelsea were actually looking to take him off Leeds at the time, but Leeds didn't want to sell him to Chelsea, and then they
I
got him eventually.
but
So
no, as I said, Zola and Hasselbank are my favorite strike partnership of all time.
I'll be back in 2 seconds, gentlemen. Be back in 2 seconds. Talk away.
But no,
So,
Hasselbank has something left it on. Like,
yeah,
and
and
he just makes me happy. When I hear Hasselbank, it just makes me happy.
and trying to think what else. We had Ken Bates at Leeds. Unfortunately, what's your views on him? Obviously, he saved Chelsea.
I wasn't a fan. I wasn't really knowledgeable in football when Ken Bates on Chelsea, so I don't really have an opinion on him.
He sort of came in,
without him, I'd still be an United fan. Like, he bought Chelsea for £1, and he saved us. He brought in the likes of Pat, who's one of our Chelsea legends. Like, without him, there'd be no Chelsea football.
Yeah, well, he sort of done the same at Leeds. He sort of came in, at the 11th hour, or 12th hour, whatever way you want to look at it. When there was no back, nobody was big enough to put the money there. Put 10 million up front straight away. Bought the club, took on the debt. Obviously, he went down to League One, and people should blame him and all this here. But if it wasn't for him, I don't think, the football club would have, survived. That's just my view.
The way you look at it, he's an expert tactician when it comes to buying. Like, he bought Chelsea for what, £1? He sold them all for £1. He bought Leeds for 10 million. How much did he sell them on for? He's an expert.
Leeds for £1, actually, didn't he not? He bought them for 75p to the pound or something like that, wasn't it?
No, it was £1 on the button.
It was in the 1980s, as far as I remember. So it was, and then he's had a decent run under him. He's won the FA Cup, in '97. He's won the Cup Winners' Cup. And then he's won the FA Cup again, the last at the old Wembley Stadium as well. So, and then obviously he was there when you brought in the likes of Zola, the likes of Vialli, all the foreign sort of imports.
I'm Bogart. No, as much as I don't know anything about him, I'll always be thankful for him for saving the club I support. I can never.
And then he put something in place for is it the Chelsea pitch owners? He put something in place for it, So he did, where the fans were able to buy shares, and that meant that the ground was never going to be sold off to building contractors.
He's just a clever man.
He was very smart, very tight with money, very tight to the point that it made him smart.
What's your views, Gary, on what's your views on him coming in, and saving Leeds? Would you say he saved us, or?
I'm like Rory when it comes to John Terry. I'm glad he came and saved him, but what a prick! I'm glad he came in. He was the only one to come in when we were that bad after Richdale. Oh my God, I'd love to headbutt Richdale, but to come in and go, here, I'll buy it. But he shut everything down, closed the pool, done everything, and wrecked the club. Okay, everything went down to bare minimum, but I hate him. I really do. He's a tight-fisted little prick is the best way. And you know what? Personally, as a football fan, that's probably why he gets that hate. But as a businessman, that's probably genius. It's probably genius.
Well, if it's your money, you're putting your money into it,
I know, but it's not his money. So what he was doing, was he not coming in, buying a club for £1 and then using the club's income to cover the cost? He was just smart in how he did it. So he technically never funded the money into the club. He used the club to fix the debt.
But that's smart play in itself too.
Exactly. So that's my point. Exactly. So nowadays you have like Ted Boley coming, I'm going to buy Chelsea. Here's $1 billion. Pounds. I'm all these clubs coming in and funding the money. He came in and went, there's £1. I ain't spending a penny.
Well, no, he threw a bit of money at Chelsea. Because I was saying he brought in the likes of Pat Nevin and stuff. But he probably grew up a bit when he brought his Leeds.
But he built all the Chelsea village and sorted the stadium out. You know, if you look at the old photos, the likes of the running track around the stadium and stuff like that, you know, he done away with all that there and made supporters sort of closer to the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
You
what it
know,
is.
and if you look at the stadium at the minute when you go, you know, it's decent looking stadium. Like
Chelsea's
you know,
stadium. Actually, that's a good question, Rory. What do you think of Chelsea Stadium?
It needs knocked down and redone.
Boom.
Like
Just drop the mic.
no, I say that as a joke. Realistically, it needs redeveloped. Like for what in the early 2000s, like for the first 10 years of the millennium, Chelsea were the most successful club in England.
In a week.
40,000 seater stadium. Like there's teams in the championship have more seats in their stadium than we have.
Prime example, Sunderland.
Oh,
every Wednesday.
the atmosphere at the stadium for those are unreal.
There was has any of you ever seen there was a documentary, I don't know if you have seen it, about MK Dons recently, about Wimbledon MK Dons. The guys went to them, and apparently it's one of the nicest, greatest stadiums you'll ever be in. But it's so big for what it is that it sounds garbage. That the actual way the ground's built, the atmosphere sounds terrible. I don't know. I've seen pictures of it. It does look like a great stadium. It looks massive for League One.
Never know. In a couple of years, them.
Oh, well, anyway, there you go. Well, listen, that is us coming up to 1 hour. As I say, we're going to be doing a wee quiz at the end for all Chelsea, all fans that come onto the show. Your question: how many players, stroke managers, can you name played for both clubs? Let's try and get 10 if you can.
The worst thing is we did a quick run through before started, and I can't even remember.
I'm not supposed to say that, Rory.
I'll say what I want. I'll think as I want. I'm Palu, Bamford, Hasselbank. Can't believe I forgot that. Jody Morris.
Aaron, you can get stuck in here too, mate. Let's go.
What about
Who'd you say
Jones?
there, Vinnie Jones?
Vinnie Jones. Oh my god. Torre Andres Flo. There's probably more recent ones. I can't even think.
We got Jody Morris.
I said Jody Morris.
Oh, did you? Then I didn't put that up. Dennis Wise as manager.
Tony Dorigo.
Gus Poyet. We'll give you one more. Let Rory get the last one. One to go. Let's see what you got.
Oh my goodness, like we're going to be sitting here for the next couple of hours. No, I can't think. I can't think at all here. Did Winston Bogard play for Leeds as well?
Who?
The defender, Winston Bogard.
Do you know what's funny? I was talking to Aaron earlier on about this, and he's the one who mentioned it. We watched a podcast about it a while back, how bad he was treated over the Woodgate scenario. Aaron.
Yes. What's that? Dubry? Michael Dubry.
There you go. Michael Dubry. And before we go, what we're going to do, we're going to have a wee game, right? We've got the football tomorrow, right? A couple more minutes of your time, folks, and then we'll let you go on. Listen, I appreciate anybody who's watching it live. Get your comments in, get you on, get the email in there. It's in the description. We'd love to get you online. We'd love to bring you on as a fan. I don't care who you support. Come on, we'll have a chat. Bit of banter. Who gives a shit? As I say, football talks. It's just football. We're gonna have a competition. There's football on tomorrow, Premier League. What's our thoughts, right? So we'll go around the board here with scores for tomorrow's games, right? We got Man City, Everton, Man City at home. Rory, we'll start with you. Score. Please say 55-0 to Man City because I despise Everton.
4-0 City with a Haaland brace. I'm going to go that distance.
I like you, Rory. I like you. Arn.
I think 3-0 City.
I think we'll do a hat trick here of Man City. I think Man City, but I'll think 4-1.
I think Everton will score.
I'm going to. I don't know, Harrison. Why not? I'm going to go back and I'm going to record these scores. I'm going to write them down, by the way, so that this is happening, right? Then we have Fulham at home against Bournemouth. Scumbag Sinisterra signed for them today permanently. Whatever. Anyway, Rory, Fulham, Bournemouth, Fulham home.
1 each, I think. I can't see. I don't think any of those teams are good for him. 1 each is what I'm going to go for.
Okay. Aaron, what do you got?
I'd probably go for a home win for them. Maybe 1-0.
Score 3-0?
1-0.
Oh, 1-0. I was about to say from a draw to 3-0 is a big gap. I actually think it's going to be 4-2 to Fulham. Because both teams can score like mad at the minute. They're scoring like mad. Both teams are scoring like crazy at the minute.
Well, if the likes of Solanke, he's on form.
So and then Fulham are just for the sake of scoring, they score. Big game. Liverpool versus Burnley. Liverpool at home, obviously. Might be a wee easy one.
I'd say, but not gonna lie, 6-0 Liverpool. I think.
I was thinking the same. At least 5-6-0. Aaron.
4-0
Burnley.
Oh,
What do you think?
4-0.
Liverpool, I'm assuming.
Oh, definitely.
Right. This next match is actually going to be very interesting, and I think we're going to get a hat trick in the same way here with Luton home against Sheffield United.
I think Luton pull it 2-0.
Aaron?
2-1 Luton.
I think Luton are going to destroy Sheffield United. I'm going to say about 4-0. I really am. 4-0, 4-1. I honestly think Luton are playing that goddamn good at the minute.
I watched them there the other week against Brighton, and they absolutely blew Brighton away.
They're fucking brilliant at the minute. Every game, see, even the games that they're losing, they're playing really well. That's the scary thing.
The scary thing is they're actually putting Everton into that, relegation.
I know. I'm a Luton fan. I'm a Luton fan for the rest of the year.
Here, fun fact:
Luton's on.
Without that 10-point deduction, Everton would be basically level on points with us.
Isn't that scary?
Isn't it?
But see Luton's form, they're dragging Everton in. Everybody at the start of the season would have said Luton, Sheffield United, Burnley straight away.
100%. I honestly think the Premier League this year at the bottom of the table is the weakest it's ever been.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Even with Crystal Palace Crystal Palace are garbage. I think Fulham are garbage. Nottingham Forest I'm saying this is garbage. This is coming from a fellow who supports Leeds in the Championship. I get it. I understand where I'm coming from, but I just think the Premier League is so goddamn weak at the bottom of that table. I really do. I think every club at the top, there's such a big ass gap.
Yeah.
I really do. Anyway,
Agreed.
So next game is a tricky one. Could be split. Spurs versus Brighton. Spurs at home.
3-1 Spurs, I think. Brighton are on form, and Spurs are starting to get back into the groove. So I reckon it'll be.
Song back tomorrow?
I have no idea. It's Spurs. Why would I watch it?
Its name's not Song for a start. It's Sun, isn't it? Sun.
But no, I reckon 3-1 Spurs.
Spurs? Okay. Art?
2-1 Spurs.
So we're going to sweep the Spurs. I think this away club in this next game is in big trouble. I personally think they're above their weight at the minute, and I think they're in trouble. We have Wolves, who are not in trouble. They're home against Brentford. I think Brentford are not the team they used to be. Again, my opinion.
I'm just going to go out in a wee touch. I think it's going to be 2-1 Brentford.
I'm sorry, what?
I think Tony will score one, set one up in a 2-1 win.
I'm writing that down. I'm putting 3 circles around that one too for you. I'm going to come back to you with a ha-ha at the end of it. Prefer play to you. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're wrong. I don't know. Aaron, Wolves, Brighton. Or not even Brighton, sorry. Wolves, Brentford.
To be honest, I can't split them. So I can't. So I'm going to say a
Draw
draw.
it is then. You can't say draw.
One
You're allowed
each.
to say draw.
One each.
One each. Fair enough. Fair enough. And then last but not least is Nottingham Forest at home against some other team. I forgot. Newcastle.
With the injuries Newcastle have at the minute, I reckon it'll be 2 each.
I want Nottingham Forest to win for the pure sake it puts pressure on. I want to swear. I do not like Everton. I do not like Everton. I hate everything about it. Do you want me to tell you why I hate Everton? See, when Leeds got relegated, right? I knew a couple of Everton fans who went, "You shouldn't have broke the rules. Ha! You deserve everything you get." Everton now broke the rules and they're blaming the Premier League. Oh, yous are corrupt. Yous are against us. My response to that is, "You shouldn't have broke the rules." Ha! Dickheads. No, see, I hate Everton fans. I hate everything about them. And Dice is the worst manager in the world. Honest to God, he's garbage. I remember one game that he took off. He was 1-0 down. He went, "Shit, there's 10 minutes to go. Right, lads, bring off 3 attackers and we'll bring on 3 defenders." What are you defending? What are you defending? You're behind. Sorry, rant over. Anyway, Nottingham Forest, Newcastle.
I stick with 2 each, I think.
2 each. Okay, Aaron, you did say that, sorry.
Do you know what? Forest went to Newcastle and won. It was a Boxing Day. They beat Newcastle surprisingly. So I'm going to say Forest 2-1, especially at the home.
Okay.
At home.
I'm actually going to go Forest 2-1 as well, to be honest. I think it's going to be close, but I do think one team's just going to squeeze it, either or. But I'm biased towards Nottingham Forest, so I'm going to squeeze that way. What we're going to do now, I'm not going to go through the whole championship. Obviously, we're Leeds. We are Leeds podcast here. Obviously, we got this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go through the important games for Leeds anyway. I'm not saying they're important games to the whole championship. For us, it's an important game. Tomorrow there's an early kickoff. It's Ipswich versus West Brom. Are we all West Brom fans here, or until about 3 p.m. tomorrow?
Yeah, I said to do your work. I think Ipswich are going to fall off. I don't think they're going to finish in.
They are going to fall off because they have lost 4 and drew 3 or something this year. Have they won this year? And that's even including that club in the 55th tier of football.
Not sure, but I don't think Ipswich are going to finish.
Was it?
Drop off that bad, like.
It's bad, isn't it? Aaron, your thoughts? Ipswich, West Brom, Ipswich are home.
Draw. I think it's
He's a Leeds fan, Rory.
Who would have thought?
Draw helps us.
Well, I'm going for West Brom here tomorrow, to be honest with you. We've got Leeds. This is going to be a 2 versus 1, but we've got Leeds, Rotherham. Leeds are home. Thoughts, Rory? We'll start with you.
I think it'll be a 2-0 win with the mighty Patrick Bamford scores the goal.
Doot. Patrick Bamford. Doot. Fair play. I kind of agree with that. But Aaron, thoughts?
I'm going to say 4-0. Home win.
Shit's got right.
I'll tell you why. Rotherham haven't won an away league game in 400 odd days.
Yeah, but we're Leeds. Leeds is the biggest club in the world to turn around and go, "Here, hold my beer."
I just think, it's going to be a dominant home win tomorrow. 4-0.
I generally do think it's going to be a dominant home. It's a club that's never won away versus a club that doesn't lose at home. We have still to this day haven't lost.
You've hit it on the head.
I know. We have won every single game. Rory, do you know what that feels like as a football fan, winning every single game at home? I think we're all going to agree on this next one as well. Southampton, Huddersfield. Southampton are home. Now, before you answer this, I'm going to make a point here. Southampton have won 22-21 along the mid-lower 20 games in a row, right? Southampton are due a defeat. I don't care if they're the best team in the world. Every team is due a defeat, right? Yep. This club cannot go the rest of the season without getting a defeat. I don't care how good or what they are. Southampton cannot go the rest of the season without a defeat. It's impossible. I'd be shocked. I will eat my hat. I'll eat this microphone. Southampton cannot go. They've went 20, 22, 23 unbeaten. They cannot go the rest of the season unbeaten. It can't be happening. They're due a defeat. That's my rant over. So Southampton versus Huddersfield. What are we thinking?
Rory? I don't think it's coming this weekend.
Huddersfield
of the team they used to be. I think it's going to be about 4 or 5-0.
I generally agree with that. Yes, Aaron. Oh, sorry.
100%. I don't see Southampton slipping up in that game. Like, Huddersfield are probably one of the worst teams in the league. And I think there's bigger bumps in the road for Southampton where we can sort of claw points back. The likes of West Brom, the likes of the game at Ipswich. I think we have to play Leicester as well. So I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. But I do think there's going to be a few bumps in the road.
I'm hoping. And last game tomorrow at 3 is Watford at home against Leicester. 5-0 Watford. No, am I joking? I'm hoping. But Rory, thoughts?
Watford are good at Vicarage Road. Even when they're struggling, they always put up a fight at Vicarage Road. So I said 2-1 Leicester.
Aaron?
3-0 Leicester.
I say about 3-0 Leicester, to be honest with you. I do.
I just think Leicester are just...
It sickens me. Leeds have the best season ever, but yet there's always 3 clubs that are even doing even better. Like, how do you come in? It cracks me up. So listen, that's pretty much everything we've got to talk about today. Rory, an absolute pleasure having you on. We put you on the spot there for a couple of questions. You're smart. You're a smart man. Do you know what I like about you? You're not biased. I do appreciate that. A lot of players come on. A lot of people kind of go, "Oh, I'm a United fan." I'm taking a dig at them, and they'll kind of just say, "I'm the best club in the world," and Bruno Fernandes is the best midfielder in the world, and Ryan Giggs never slept with his brother's wife and shit like that. You know, you're honest enough, so I appreciate that. You have a good time. You gonna come on again?
Yeah. Might do. Like, I'll have to think about it.
You were nervous at the start there. How'd you get on?
Sort of turned into just a chat, like, didn't it? Like, let's be real.
That's literally it. You just who gives a shit? I couldn't care less if one person watched this or 100 people watch this. Between the 3 of us having a wee conversation. I want to get loads more people on, you know, and I'd love to get you on. But like, one of the things I've been talking to the 2 of you before the podcast started here is I'd love to get like a rivalry kind of thing going. We'll pick a game on a Saturday. We'll get one fan each from each side on, and we'll have a wee banter, you know.
Yeah.
So, I'll ask you one question before we go. Go for it. What
do you think the score is going to be when Chelsea annihilate Leeds in the FA Cup?
Shite, that's exactly what I was about to ask. I'm the host here, not you. That's a good question. I had that, man. I'm like, get you.
I reckon it would be. Or Leeds at home or Chelsea at home?
Chelsea at home.
Oh, thank God one of the 3 of us knew that.
I take it back. I think it'll be 2-1 Chelsea. Or no, sorry. I think it'll be 2-1 Leeds because we're shit at home.
I'm going to say Ampadu hat-trick of assists and Bamford hat-trick of goals.
I say, to be honest, I wouldn't put it past it.
I don't know. It depends. I think Chelsea's going to win. I hate to admit it. And I'm trying to be biased, but I can't. If I'm being completely neutral, on paper, it should be Chelsea. Like, I'm not going to lie.
But you never know. We could be rocked.
I know, you never know. The power of the FA, I get that. But as we talk right now, I can't see past Chelsea. Generally, realistically, Chelsea should be winning that game.
Oh, I can't believe the Leeds fans are saying Chelsea and the Chelsea fans saying Leeds.
That's weird, isn't it? Hold on a minute. We've got one neutral guy right here. Aaron, get your thoughts in.
Does it go to a replay?
It does.
It does.
Apparently.
If it goes to a replay, I think it'll be a draw. I think maybe not that we want an extra game, but I think these will probably beat us at home.
Yeah.
As well, but I think we'll get a draw.
Here, I have a question for you, both of you. Just obviously, I don't want to. We're going over the hour here. I apologize. We always try to keep it within the hour. Well, that was our goal anyway. I'm having so much fun. Who's got the better keeper?
Who is Leeds keeper again?
Hey, you wee shite. You did that in badness.
Your man,
Millie,
Northern Irish kid?
No.
Oh.
He left me 10 years ago, you gobshite.
Well, that's why I asked.
Okay, Millie.
Melié's
Babyface Millie. You don't know. Fair enough. No, that's fine. We'll just stick with Millie then.
Is a far better keeper than Rhea, but if it was a reasonable lager, it was a reasonable lager.
Do you rate him?
He got better. He matured a wee bit on Lampard. Like, he needs a good defense. Well, needs a good defense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Right. We're going to leave it there. Right. Rory, do you want to get any last words in? Happy enough?
No, I don't
Chelsea
know.
fans, do you want to say anything to Chelsea fans? Do you want to say anything to Leeds fans in the next round of the Cup?
Let's hope for a result in the League Cup because we're not getting in the FA Cup.
Apparently, I don't know which is which. Aaron, happy enough? Any questions? Anything else you want to cover?
Not really, but I just want to say thanks for Ethan Ampadu.
Ampadu.
I get that enough from Gary.
Ambadu's
every weekend you get a text it's
well,
every
listen, folks.
Every weekend. He'd be like, "Oh, thanks, man." I'd be like, "What for? What to do?" And he'd be like, "Ethan Ampadu," and I'd be like, "Go away."
I was on another podcast the other week. I called Just Joe, and I was telling him I talk to you every single Saturday. I send you a message going, "Thanks for Ampadu, mate." Send every week. Thanks for Ampadu. Every Saturday about 10 to 5. Ampadu.
And every weekend I'm just like, "Why? What to do?" You're like, "Oh, for Ampadu," and I'm just like, "Go away." That's why it takes me 3 business days to reply to you.
Oh, brilliant. Well, listen, that's us, folks. Honest to God, get your emails in, get on the chat. We'd love to have yous. Thank you very much. Aaron, I'm only winding up. Aaron, Rory, an absolute pleasure, mate. I want you on every week if you can. Don't be shy. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on. What we're going to do, folks, we're going to leave it at there. Thank you very much. Good evening, good night, God bless, and we'll leave it at that, okay? Folks, cheers.
Thank you.